Jen here, and today is Monday, and it's about 9 in the morning, and I'm going to do a quick bucket list with We Love Collabs. It's called the Random Bucket List, and you're just supposed to do a bucket list of things that you're interested in, that you would like to do someday that's kind of random, so I'm going to go ahead and share mine. It's a really random list, and I'm going to go kind of quick because I don't want to have too long of a video. I put down that someday I would like to adopt a Yorkshire Terrier. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted a Yorkshire Terrier. I watched the All Creatures Great and Small series and read all the books, and I fell in love with Tricky Woo, and I've always just wanted to have a dog that I could dress up and carry and that would enjoy that. We've always had retrievers because they're good around kids, but someday I'd like to have a Yorkshire Terrier. A hot stone massage. I've never had one, and my back is bad after 10 kids. Too many epidurals and broken tailbones, and yeah, I can't imagine how good having hot stones laid on my back and just laying there and letting the deep heat would feel. But I would imagine pretty good, so that's on my list. I put down that I'd always wanted to try the big slot machine in Reno. I've been several times with friends before. It's been a while, probably before we were married even. But I always did like the quarter and the nickel slot machines. And I remember when I went, they had like big ones where you could put in like $100. That's in Sparks. I forget what casino it was, but I'd like to try one of those and just for once, put in the max $100 or whatever and pull it and just have a chance to win big. So that would be fun. Another thing I put down is I'd like to take a painting class. They have those wine and painting classes, and I've had several friends take them and seen their paintings. And it just looks like fun, and go sip wine and end up with like a picture of the beach or of birds flying above the ocean or whatever. So it looks like it would be fun. And I've never taken a painting class, and I like wine, so that seems like it would be a fun thing to do. I would just need the evening off and hopefully a friend to go with, and that would be fun. Places I'd like to go, I put down Bavaria, Germany during Christmas, Weihnachten. My grandma came from there, and they have like beautiful Christmas stalls during the holiday, and it's just very traditional. So that's one place I'd like to go. Mardi Gras, New Orleans, for something different. I've never been. I went to Bourbon Street in Florida for the Citrus Bowl or Fiesta Bowl. I can't remember which it was. That Cal played in against, who did we play? We played, I can't remember right now, but it'll come back to me. Anyways, we went to the bowl game, and yeah, I've never been to Mardi Gras, and I've always wanted to tour like the square, the French Quarter, and go to the graveyards and just do all that kind of thing. So I think I'd really like that. Plus, I love gumbo, and I love mint juleps, so I think I would do good. I'd like to go to the Kentucky Derby. I love horse racing. I got that from my grandpa, and I just like to go. Visiting the Australia Zoo. I fell in love with Steve Irwin when he was a crocodile hunter, and I read Terry Irwin's book after Steve Irwin passed, and wow, their love story and her love for him is just amazing, and their love for animals. And I've watched Bindi and Robert grow up, and I just love to go to the zoo and see them and support their family and their family zoo. I'd also like to go to a Detroit Tigers game at Comerica Park and a Dallas Cowboy game at the Cowboy Stadium. Those are my two favorite teams, and I've never been to either stadium, so that's on my bucket list. And going to London/England and going to Yorkshire and touring the Downton Abbey and the Harry Potter studios would be great. I also put I'd like to visit the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C., and the Library of Congress. Those are both like sort of my cup of tea, and I'd enjoy getting that, and I could just nerd out and spend the day doing those. So those are my like go-to visit places. And then for other just random things I had on my list to retake the bar exam. The first time I took it, my grandma passed away. No, the second time. The first time I took it, we were going through a deed in lieu because John's company had been bought out, and he had lost his job, and we needed a deed in lieu of our house, and we were in the process of moving to a new house. So everything was up in the air, and that was a pretty tough time. And then another time I took it, my grandma had passed away, which again was not a good time at all. So, yeah, I'd like to study for maybe 6 months to a year and then retake it. I'm not saying I'm going to pass it because the California bar is really hard, but I'd like to retake it and try. I am a lawyer, but I'd like to pass it and be a practicing attorney, so that is on my list. Another funner thing on my list is to take professional pictures in Disneyland with John and the kids. I really like White Rabbit Photography. I've been following them on Facebook, and they do beautiful engagement and wedding photography, and the pictures they took are the pictures I would want, like instinctively in my heart. So I would love to have them follow us around and maybe get some before or after hour pictures, or at least when the park's closing and it's not as crowded. Hi, Aurora. So that's on my bucket list. Also on my bucket list, just random things. I'd like to go to concerts, and this is on my idea because we just went to Blake Shelton for John's birthday. And the concerts I haven't been to that I really would want to go to are Barbra Streisand, Adele, and Garth Brooks. Those are my big three, and yeah, and Andre Bocelli. So my big four. Those are the ones I'd like to go to. For just buying myself stuff or random shopping, I guess, I always wanted to get an FAO giraffe. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the FAO giraffe, but it's like a really big giraffe, like really tall from FAO Schwartz, and I've always wanted one. I don't know why. I think because I saw it in Funny Girl and they bought it for their baby. Maybe that's why. And as you guys know, Streisand was in that, so I'm a big Streisand fan. But I mean, I've seen the FAO giraffe in the store in San Francisco when they had a store there, and I just wanted it, but I don't know how I would get it home or where I would put it. I'd like to buy an RV. I haven't bought a car since I bought my car in college, when I was in college, and I bought a Geo Metro. That was the only car I've bought since then. Since I got married and been living with John, he's bought any of the other cars we've gotten. So, yeah, it'd kind of be cool to go and try things out and actually buy an RV. I've always stayed home with the kids, and he's gone and gotten it. So, and I'd like an RV just because then we could travel a little bit more and we could save money on the hotel. So we could definitely do more traveling because we could do our own cooking and etc. So an RV would be really good. And what else was on my list? I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, take a Disney cruise to Alaska. Oh, of course you knew there had to be more Disney. I love Disney. I've always wanted to take a Disney cruise for sure, but I'm not such a hot weather person. So I thought maybe going to Alaska would be awesome because I think the cruise is like 3 or 4 days, so it's not too long, and you could enjoy all the same things you would normally enjoy on a Disney cruise, and then you get to see Alaska too, which is absolutely beautiful and breathtaking and not hot. So right up my alley. And that is my bucket list. So thanks for listening. And I can't wait to hear everybody else's bucket list. I'm going to put the link below. So if you want to hear other random bucket lists of people from We Love Collabs, the Facebook group, you're welcome to enjoy it. And let me know what you thought of my bucket list. And maybe share your top 2 or 3 things on your bucket list. I'm always curious to hear what everybody else has. Okay, bye guys.